Okay, I will start for this class today. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us today regarding visiting the lecture program from University of Sindh, Pakistan. Welcome to the Honorable Mr. Homan Memon, PhD, as a lecturer and assistant registrar with us today, and also to all participants today. Today's session is being live streamed on the Universitas STEKOM YouTube channel. And now I will read our agenda this afternoon today. First, we will start the class presentation delivered by Mr. Homan Memon, PhD, regarding a topic human resource management. We will continue with the Q&A session for all participants in the next session. If you have any question for the speaker, please add them to the chat or raise your hand. Your question will be answered after the presentation. And let's start our class today for Mr. Homan Memon PhD. The time is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Novita, for invitation. Is it visible?
Yes.
Mm. So, good evening, everybody. The topic today I'm going to give the presentation is human resource management. So, basically, what is human resource management? So, we have to understand basically what is the human resource management is. So, in general life, resources are anything available in our environment that can be used to fulfill our desires. So, in human resource management, we have to understand that in human resource management, what the resources are. So, the humans are our resources that are available or used to fulfill our company or organization requirements or goals, but under some process. So, how these two resources and humans are come in the management, so we have to think that human resource management is a study process or management of how we recruit, select, train, and develop skill in them for achieving our organization goals. So, looking for the definition of human resource management, human resource management refers to the process of recruiting, selecting, hiring, training, and developing the skills of the employees. So these steps are involving in human resource management process, which will help to achieve the organization goals. So nowadays, every industry from schooling to the material generating factories, industries, colleges, every walk of life, we have a human resource management department, and it's working very efficiently and effectively to achieve the organization goals. So, according to Edwin Flippo, it is the planning, organizing, directing, and controlling of procurement, development, compensation, integration, and maintenance of people for the purpose of contributing to the organization, in organizational, individual, and social goals. So, in this definition, Edwin Flippo focuses on the steps involving in the human resource management that are in the shape of planning, in the shape of organizing, directing, controlling of procurement, development, compensation, integration. These all steps are involving in achieving the organization as well as individual and social goals. Here are the core elements of human resource management. Basically, three roles which are covered in the human resource management. First of all is the organization, people, and management. So, organization, what is an organization? Organization is an organized group of people with particular purpose. Means people are working for some particular goal or for some particular purpose in the place, workplace. So, it is called the organization. And what are the people? The people are who are working in this group for a particular goal or working in the organization for the particular purpose. and management, the process of dealing with or controlling the things or peoples. So management is a process in these three elements the overall HRM is revolving around. First of all, organization, second one is the people, and third one is the management. So the scope of HRM, the three main scopes of HRM we are elaborating here: the labor or personal aspect, the welfare aspect. Number third is the industrial relation aspect. So the we have in this slide we have some description of these three aspects. First of all, we are moving towards the welfare aspect. That what welfare aspect is. Welfare aspect, it deals with working conditions and amenities such as canteen, creches, rest and lunch rooms, housing, transport, medical assistance, in the education, health and safety, recreation facilities, etc. So welfare aspect is in the organization nowadays is very much burning issue, that how we are looking for the welfare of our employees in the organization, to give them good working conditions, good environment, living standards such as amenities such as canteen, creches, rest, lunchrooms, housing, which are discussed here, health and safety issues of the employees, recreation facilities, education facilities to their children. So all these facilities nowadays are giving to the employees because of their welfare. Because if we think for our employee, the employee will do best for the organization. Second aspect is the labor or personal aspect. In this aspect, this is concerned with manpower planning, recruitment, selection, placement, transfer, promotion, training and development, layoff and retrenchment, remuneration, incentives, productivity, etc. So, in labor personal aspects, we are going through a process in which we are planning for the recruitment section, for the selection of the employee, how we are going to place them in a proper place according to their education, to according to their skills, how we can define the transfer policies, promotion policies, according to which the employees are going to be transferred from one department to another department, how they are getting promotion from lower level to the higher senior level, and what are the trainings which are the needed for the upcoming era, for the upcoming goals of the organization, that these trainings are giving to our employees to upgrade their themselves, and how we are going to develop their new skills in our employees, and what are the remunerations we are going to plan for our employees if they perform well, how incentives, how remuneration, and how the productivity is going to be increased in our labor and personal aspects. Industrial relation aspects. Before we going to the industrial relation aspects, we have to focus on that nowadays in every organization there is a union of the employees which are working for the welfare, for the support, for the discrepancies, for the grievances, and for the disputes of the employees, which are resolved by these unions to present in front of the management. So in HRM, the industrial relation aspect is also covered under the union management relationship, joint consultation, collective bargaining, grievances, and disciplinary actions, settlements of disputes. That how HRM is going to cover all these aspects under a single umbrella. That in the umbrella of HRM, these all discrepancies, these all grievances and disputes of the employees are going to be resolved under industrial relation aspect of the HRM. So HRM in the personal management, we look at this picture shows the this diagram shows the points which are covering in the HRM in personal management, that how recruitment and selection and introduction in a HRM, personal administration in HRM, training and development in HRM, performance and reward management in HRM, talent management in HRM, succession and career planning, labor relations, HR plannings. So these all are in personal management. So have a look on this slide, that HRM in personal management is that employees productivity. So how employees productivity is defined in HRM, but in personal management, that assessment of the efficiency of the workers or the group of the workers, that how they are work efficiently or how we can assess their efficiency in the organization. Second one is the performance appraisal, that how we are going to judge the performance of the employees through performance appraisal, that if the employee is not doing well, so we need give some guidance, or we can give some help to them that they can perform well. So we have the step in the HRM that we have to judge the performance of the employees through performance appraisal, developing new skills among the employees, among the workers, that in the market the new trends are coming, the new technologies are introduced. So how the new technologies are their trainings and their skills are developed in our employees to meet the market competitors. So we have to think of developing new skills in our employees, in our workers. Fourth one is the disbursement of wages, that how we can easily disperse the wages among the employees according to their performance, according to their qualification, according to their skills, according to their trainings. And what are the incentives and allowances which are we are offering through HRM, that people are working in our industry or in our organization. So why they are committed, or why they are work in our environment, because of some incentives, because we are thinking for their welfare, for their incentives, extrinsic in intrinsic motivations, and what are the allowances we are giving them in this in HRM personal management. So HRM in the in employee welfare, the points which are covering in that, what are the HRM is thinking for the employees welfare, the working condition and amenities at workplace, as we discussed earlier, that we have to give them a good working condition at the workplace, and we have to provide the amenities at the workplace to satisfy, to create a good environment, because if the employees are satisfied with the environment, they perform well in our organization, or in our industry, or in our company. Safety services, we have to provide them the safety services, health services, welfare funds, social security, and medical services. These are the facilities which everybody is focusing on nowadays, that we have to give these facilities in our working environment so we can do better job. So eliminating workplace hazards, support by the top management. If nowadays, in previous days, the top management is not giving any support to the employees or in the lower management. So in nowadays, through the help of HRM, top management give the support to their workers, to their employees, because they are doing job, they are the resources, they are the asset of the organizations. Job safety is the major element in the employees' welfare. Cleanliness, proper ventilation and lighting, sanitation facilities, medical care, sickness benefits, employment injury benefits, maternity benefits. These all are the benefits which every employee is looking forward in the organization with the help of HRM. HRM in industrial relationship, addressing grievances and settling disputes. So, how the HRM is helpful in addressing grievances of the employees and settling the disputes among the management and the workers. So HRM is playing a mediating role, because nowadays this department is working for the welfare, for the welfare of the employees, because employees are the assets of the organizations. Through the HRM, management has to understand that if a human resource is nowadays our assets, so we treat them in like assets, that we are, if we not thinking for the employees, we lose our assets. How we are maintaining the work relationship among the employees and the management, we are maintaining this relationship, good working relationship between the management and the workers or the employees in the organization, maintaining peace and harmony in the workplace, that how we are maintaining the peaceful environment at our workplace, because if disputes are raising day by day, so There is not a peaceful environment in our workplace. So management through HRM manage the peace in the workplace, in the organization or in the industry or in the company. These are the objectives in the of the HRM. Some of these are elaborating here. That first one is the organizational objective, to recognize the role of HRM in bringing mm, about in bringing about organizational effectiveness. So how the HRM is bridge a gap between the organizational effectiveness through the employees, because employees are the assets of the company. We have to think for them. So HRM is playing a very important role of HRM to recognize about organizational effectiveness, how organization is working effectively. Personal objective, to assist employees in achieving their personal goals, at least insofar as these goals enhance the individual's contribution to the organizations. So in personal objectives, employees achieving their personal goals are very much important, as well as they have to achieve or they have to contribute to the organization. First of all, our organization, our human resource management is going to think about that their personal goals are achieved or not. Functional objective, to maintain the department contribution at the level appropriate to the organization. Said how we are maintaining the department level contribution of the employees to the appropriate level to the organization. So how we are going to contribute a particular appropriate level to the organization through this functional objective. Societal objective, to be ethically and socially responsible to the need and challenges of the society, because in HRM we have to focus on the legal and procedures of the company, because we have to follow ethical and social responsibilities also to minimize the negative impact of such demands upon their organizations. So this slide elaborates these objectives in some points, that how personal objectives are achieved, that through proper training, proper development of the employees, we are achieving the personal objectives. Appraisal, we have performance appraisals of the employees to satisfy the to meet the organization goals, to achieve their targets. We have to proper placement of the employees, because if the employee is well educated, highly qualified, well skilled, so we have to place that person on a particular place. We have to compensate our employees regarding their extrinsic motivations, regarding intrinsic motivations, and then organizational objectives. HRP, human resource planning. So, what are the human resource planning? Human resource planning are the strategy to avoid shortage or surplus of the employees. That how we are going to plan that we have to avoid the shortage or the surplus of our employees in the organization or in the company or in an industry. We have to maintain through organizational objective the employee relation, how we are creating a good relationship among the management and among the unions, among the employees, how we are going to select a particular proper employee for our organization to perform best to achieve the organization goals. What are the trainings we are going to introduce or we are going to develop for the for our organization. Excuse me, wait, I just leave for a while. Sorry for interruption.
Yes.
Sorry for interruption. So what are the proper training and developments we are offering for to our employees for their to adopt new skill sets on the for the new technologies. So after that, functional objectives are there: appraisal, placement, and assessments. That how we are functioning the performance appraisal, how we are going to place the employees in a industry in a particular place, how we are going to check their assessments through performance appraisals. So these all are covered in the functional objectives of the employees, HRM. Societal objectives are the legal compliances. That what are the legal compliances? Legal compliances are ensuring your HR policies and procedures adhere to all applicable law, ethics, and regulations. So we have to look after the legal compliances as well. And what are the benefits we are going to give to our employees in the shape of intrinsic and extrinsic motivations? We are providing the work welfare, we are looking for the employees welfare. Union management relationship. In the union management relationship, we are looking for a good relationship. We are creating through the HRM, we are creating the good relationship among the union and the management for the good working environment in our organization. There are some functions of HRM. First of all, the managerial function, and second one is the operational function. So how these functions are going to be elaborated, as you show in the picture, the managerial functions are planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. So how these functions are cover up in the managerial function of HRM? Planning. So first of all, planning is a predetermined course of actions. It is a process of determining the organizational goals and formulation of policies and programs for achieving them. Thus, planning is future oriented, concerned with clearly charting out the desired directions of business activities in future. Forecasting is one of the important elements in the planning process. Other functions of managers depends on planning functions. So basically, planning is the main role in the managerial function of the HRM. So we have to pre-plan for the actions that we are going to perform in the future. So what are the organizational goals? We have to decide first. What are the policies? What are the programs we are going to achieve through these plannings? So plannings are our future. Plannings are for the future, that are clearly that what are the directions in which our business activities run. So we have to first plan in the advance for the future. We have to forecast the important elements in the process planning process as it is discussed. After planning, we are moving towards the organizing in the managerial functions. So, organizing is also a process by which the structure and allocation of jobs are determined. Thus, organizing involves giving each subordinate a specific task, establishing departments, delegating authority to the subordinates, establishing channels of authority and communication, coordinating the work of subordinates, and so on. There are many other tasks which are giving to our employees to organize a good, well-maintained structure in our organization. That how we are allocating the job according to the determination of the employees or according to the skill set of the employees. Because if someone is giving to some specific task, that you are the head of department and you have to establish this department, so the person is focusing on this task according his job skills, according his job description. He has to establish a department, and he has to delegate the authority to his subordinates, that you have the authority to take the decision for the betterment of the organization. He has to establishing the channel of authority and communication, that at my doorstep, it's an open forum. You are feel free to communicate, establish a channel of authority and communicate. You can easily communicate with me. No any hindrance between you and the head of department, and you can easily communicate with them. Coordinate with the subordinate, that if you are facing some problem, that I am here to help with you. So these all tasks are coming in the head of organizing of in managerial functions of HRM. Other function is the staffing. It is a process by which managers select, train, promote, and retire their subordinates. This involves deciding what type of people should be hired, recruiting prospective employees, selecting employees, setting performance standards, compensating employees, evaluating performances, and counseling our employees, giving training and developing employees. So, in this staffing function, we are HR managers are playing a very important role, and they are going to select and train and promote the employees, that how we are going to select a particular people, or we are how we are deciding that what type of peoples are we are going to be hired in our company, that what are their qualifications, what are their skills that are needed in the required job. Then after this planning, or after deciding that job description, we are moving towards the recruitment prospective employees, that how we are going to recruit a best employee for our organization. After recruitment, we are going for the selection procedures, that how we are selecting through interviews, through different tests, and how we are hiring them. We are setting our performance standards, that this the employees we are hiring or we are selecting. So we have to set some performance standard in the organization, that these are the standards which are followed by these employees. Compensating employees, we have to compensate, we have to think that how we are compensating our employees, how we are evaluating our employees performance, how we are giving counseling to them, how we are going give the proper trainings to them, how we are developing our employees skills in the new age of this new centuries are coming, new technologies are coming. So how we are developing our employees with the help of new skills in them. After staffing, we are here in the directing. That directing is also one of the managerial function in the HRM. So directing is the process of activating group efforts to achieve the desired goals. It includes activities like getting subordinates to get the job done, maintaining moral, motivating subordinate, etc., for achieving the goal of the organization. So main focus of the HRM manager is also on the organization goals, that how we are achieving the organization goals. So in this directing function, we are taking a group efforts for achieving some desired goals. So how this take place? So it includes the activities like we are getting our subordinates, that you have to perform this task, you have to work for this task. So how they are combined together to achieve the organization goal, and how the HR managers are motivating their morale, that how you are inspiring with the work and how you are performing well. So they have to give some motivations like intrinsic motivations, extrinsic motivations, fringe benefits, etc. So these all are the in coming under the head of directing function of the managerial function of HRM. Controlling. It is the process of setting standards for performance, checking to see how actual performance compares with these set standards, and taking corrective actions as needed. Every organizations have some set of standards which are set for them to work according that standards. In school there are different standards, in colleges there are some different standards, in companies different standards, in organizations there are some different set of standards. So every organization, from school, from education, from medical, there are some set of standards which are going to be followed by our employees. According to these set standards, their performance is going to be measured. And if these employees are not performing according to their set standards, so the managers have take corrective actions as they are needed. Because with the help of these managers, the setting standards are going to be obtained. Because according to the set standards, if the performance if we are not, if employees, if workers are not following these set standards, so the performance is going to be affected, and we are not achieving our organization goals. So HR managers are giving the task to make these standards followed by the workers, by the employees, by the staff, and etc. Now coming towards the functional, operational, both are the same, functional or operational management, functions of HRM. Procurement, development, compensation, integration, maintenance, separations. Procurement functions. The first operative function of the personal or operational management is the procurement function, that it is concerned with procuring and employing people who possess necessary skills, knowledge, and aptitudes. Under its purview, you have job analysis, manpower planning, recruitment, selection, placement, induction, and internal mobility. So, how this procurement function is working in the operational HRM function, that we have to think that what are the necessary skills, knowledge, aptitudes which our employee have to possess with him. If the employee is having these set of skills, a particular set of knowledge or a set of aptitude, so under this we have to analyze that how he is performing this job, what are the planning procedures, what are the recruitment procedures, what are the selection procedures, what are the placement procedures, and what are the induction procedures, how we are going to manage these functions in the operational function of the HRM. After procurement, we have the development phase, that how we are going to make a development among the organization, among the employees in the organizations. So it is the process of improving, molding, changing, and developing the skills, knowledge, creative ability, aptitude, attitude, value, and competent based on present and future requirement, both at the individual as well as in the organization level. So how the HR manager are going to improve, going to mold, going to change and develop particular skills, particular knowledge, how to create the ability, how to change the aptitude, how to change the attitude, how we are value commitment based on the present and future requirement of both of our employees as well as our organization. So how we are going to develop these skills in the organization, in the particular individual, in the particular worker, in the employee, in an organization. So this is all covered under the development phase. The third function of third point of the operational management HRM is the motivation and compensation. It is a process which inspires people to give their best to the organization through the use of intrinsic and extrinsic scheduling, extrinsic motivation. It is the process extrinsic rewards. So it is the process which inspires people to give their best to the organization through the use of intrinsic and extrinsic rewards. That how we motivate, how we give them inspiration through the help of intrinsic and extrinsic rewards, that they are give their best to the organization because their intrinsic motivation or intrinsic rewards, such like achievements, we give them the achievements, we give them the recognitions, we give them the responsibility. And in extrinsic rewards, with the help of extrinsic rewards, we give them the job design, work scheduling, appraisal based working. So the rewards which the employees are getting in the shape of intrinsic or extrinsic, so this inspire the employees to give the best to the organization. They are giving their best performance with the help of these compensations, with these motivations. They give their best to the organization. So HR manager is in this function, focuses on this motivation and compensations also. This is the point of the maintenance, that how the maintenance is achieved in the operational function of HRM. It aims at protecting and preserving the physical as well as the psychological health of employees through various welfare measures. Nowadays, in every organization, every school, every industry like education, medical, or any other industry, they are having focus on the welfare measures of the employees, because if they are taking care of their welfare measures, they are having the good achievement in the goals of the organization. Because if the employees are satisfying with the aims of the protecting their preserving their physical and psychological health, so they are doing their best, they are performing well, they are fully satisfied with their jobs in the uh, organizations, because they need the welfare measures nowadays. After maintenance, we are going for the integration function. That how integration function in the operational function of the HRM works. This tries to integrate the goal of an organization with employees inspiration through various employees oriented programs, like redressing grievances promptly, instituting proper disciplinary measures, empowering people to decide things independently, encouraging a participative culture, offering constructive help to trade unions. So integration function are the is the function in which employees' grievances are promptly resolving with the help of human resource managers, and proper disciplinary measures are taking, because we are going to empower people to decide things independently. If we are not empowering them, then they have a conservative mind, they are become conservative, and they do not think broader in a broader aspect. They are not helpful for our organization, because nowadays we have to integrate with our employees to get the goals, to get the achieve the goals very efficiently, very effectively, because employees are nowadays very much oriented in our organizations, and they have to think, they have to focus on the goals, because we are now empowering the workers, that they have to think independently, that what decisions are to be taking for the betterment of the organization to achieve the targeted goals. We have to think that we are going to encouraging a participative culture in our organization, that every employee has to participate in the help of achieving the goals, because teamwork is very much important nowadays, that we are taking every employee with work together to develop such type of a culture, such type of a environment, that we have to take a opinion from every employee, suggestion from every employee. Might be a good suggestion come from a lower staff, our lower employee, offering constructive help to the trade unions, that how the trade unions are going to be effective, or how they are going to be constructive. The difference between managerial and operational functions, some points we are going to elaborate here. In managerial functions, planning or plan and research about wage, trends, labor markets, etc. And in operational functions, there is a procurement, which covers planning, recruitment and selection, induction and placement of the employees. In managerial, organizing, manpower and resources. And operational, we have development, trade, T&D, career planning and develop counseling. In managerial, we have staffing, recruitment, and selection procedure. In operational, we have a compensation, wage, and salary administration there. In managerial, we have a directing, that issuance of orders and instructions to follow the plan of actions, a set of standards we have to follow. And in operational function, we have a integration, maintenance, improving work conditions, retentions are there for the employees. In managerial, we are have a function, have a focus on the controlling to regulate the activities, that how we are going to perform the activities, how we are controlling our employees, how we are distributing the authority to them, and in operational function separation is there caused by the resignation, retirement, death, medical reasons, etc. from the organization. These are the roles of some roles of the HR manager that we are going to discuss over here. What are the main roles which the HR manager is going to perform for the betterment of the organization, for the betterment of the employees? So first of all, humanitarian role. Humanitarian role is the reminding moral and ethical obligations to employees. So having concern for HR manager, having concern for or helping to improve the welfare and happiness of the people, that in humanitarian role, HR manager has to think about the improvement of their welfare and improvement in the happiness of the people, because they are playing an important role in our organization, because they are the human resources of our organizations, like the assets. So how we are going to help them with the help of humanitarian role? Second one, role of the HR manager is the counselor. That how HR manager is becoming a good counselor of the employees, that how he is making a consultations to employees about marital health, mental, physical, and career problems of the employees. That how he is going to resolve these employees' problems, how he is going to become a good counselor, guider of the employees, how he is going to guide these employees, that how you are going to perform, or what are the basic helps the employee is going to need from the HR counselor. So we have to set a counselor for an employee to listen them, to resolve their issues effectively and efficiently. So HR manager is also a good counselor. Third role of the HR manager is the mediator. That how HR manager playing the role, um, how HR manager is playing the role of a peacemaker during the disputes, conflicts between individuals and groups and management. So, in the mediator, when HR manager is playing a role of a mediator, so he is playing a role of a peacemaker, because in different organizations there are unions and there are many disputes among the unions and the managements. So how the HR manager is going to resolve these disputes, these conflicts among the individuals and the group of managements? So he is playing a mediator between the management as well as between in the employees, or in the individual, or in the workers. So HR manager is the mediator between the organization and employees to resolve their disputes, their conflicts, and it's a very important role of the HR manager to become a mediator among them, because HR manager understand that how much the human resource, how much these employees are important for our organization. So he can transform this information to the management, that employees are our assets, we have to take care of them, we have to resolve their disputes, their conflicts. So HR manager is also a mediator. HR manager is also a spokesman, that how he is represent the organization, because HR manager understand, or because he is the part of the company, so he also know the every aspect, every picture of the company, because he has to give the details of the organizations to the outside of the organization, to the companies outside the company, to represent the company, because he has a better overall picture of his company operations. He know that what are the company operations are running, and what are the problems the company is facing. So he is also a good spokesman of the company. So HR manager is also playing a role of a spokesman of the company. HR manager is also a problem solver. So how he is a good problem solver because he is solving problems of overall human resource management and long term organizational planning. Because of a problem solver, he is going to think about the problems which are faced by our HR management or our employees or our organizational management or our organizational planning. So how he is going to helpful because he is going to resolve all the problems. Basically, HR manager resolves all the problems of employees and the organizations and also plan for the future of the organization, that how we are going to recruit, we are select the best employees, how we are going to create the skill sets in our employees, what are the technologies which are going to be adopted by our organization. So he think about every problem and he has a solution. He has to create a solution, he has to find the solution of the problems which are faced by the organization or our company. Change agent. HR management is also a change agent because he has to think of the new changes which are going to be adopted, implemented, and we are going to install in our organization. So he is also working on the change management. So he has to think that how we are going to introduce new technologies, new skills, how we are going to hire the new employees, what are the changes which are going to be adopted by the different departments, and what are the different departments we are going to introduce, what new departments we are going to implement, what new technologies we are going to implement. So introducing and implementation institutional changes. Different organizations are working in different organization, different institutes are working under a different departments. So under the head, under the different institutes, we have different sub departments which are working in under the institution. So what are these institutional changes which are going to be adopted by the institutions or by the departments, and how we are going to install these changes, and how we are going to organize development programs, different organizational changes are going to be adopted or going to be implemented by the HR, because HR is also a change agent. HR manager bring changes according to the organizational needs and as well as according to the market trends for the development of the organization or for the new development programs. HR manager is also working for is also a management of manpower resources, broadly concerned with leadership both in the group and individual relationship and labor management relationship. So it is, he is working also on the leadership. He is have a leadership qualities for both in the group individual relationship and labor management relationship. HR manager creates a better relationship between labor management as well as an individual, because he has a leadership quality to think broadly on the aspect of how I am going to manage the manpower resource in the organization effectively and efficiently, because he is also a leader in the organization, because he is a HR manager. He has to think for human resource in broader aspect. Here are some differences between HRM and personal management. So, what are these differences between personal and HR management? So, meaning, first of all, meaning it personal management, it means management of the people employed. In personal management, we have to think about the management of the peoples which are employed in our organization. And in HRM, it means management of the employees' skill, abilities, knowledge, talent, etc. Means in personal, the management is also is only thinking of the people who are employed in the organization. But in HRM, human resource managers, our management is going to think about the employees' skills, their abilities, their knowledge, their talent, their needs, their desires, etc. Means management of the employees' skill and treatment. Employees are treated as economic men. His services are exchanged for the wages and salary. Means employees in the personal management are treated like a economic man because they are giving their services against the wages and salaries. But in HRM, new trends in HRM, because employees are treated as a valuable assets, as we are discussed in the earlier slides, as I am discussing that employees are our assets, human resource is our assets, so they are our valuable assets, we have to take care of them. But in personal management, we don't bother for the value, for their resource, for their we don't take care of their health, their welfare. They are treated like an economic man. In personal management, cost and profit, because it is centered, therefore management tries to control the cost. Management think only for the control of the cost. But in HRM, we are profit centered because we are investing in our human resource, because we have to think for the future. We have to utilize this human resource for the utility, for future utility purposes. So we are thinking in the broader aspect. But in personal management, we are in the cost centered concept, and we are limited resources. We are trying to control the cost. We are thinking how to control the cost. Benefits which are giving in the personal and personal management and human resource management, that employees are used for organizational benefits. But in HRM, employees are used for mutual benefits, that both employees benefits, company is also thinking for the employees as well as for the company benefit. But in personal management, employees are used for only and only organizational benefits. Psychological contrast is the compliance occur in the behavior of employees. And in HRM, employees are more committed with their jobs because of they are taking care of their employees, they are taking care of their welfare, they are taking care of their remunerations. So structure and systems. In personal management, bureaucratic, centralized, and formal systems are structures are adopted. But in HRM, we have a organized structure. We have to follow this organized structure. We have to develop these structures accordingly, and these structures are flexible because we are looking or working in a flexible environment. So we have to take care of our employees, and we have to facilitate them, and we have to develop a structure in which they are working very easily. What are the roles in personal management? Specialist and professional roles are followed, but in HRM, largely integrated in management, because human resource or our employees are integrated with the management to perform good, to perform in a well-mannered structure, and to organized to achieve the organization goals. To they have giving the power, they have giving the integrated environment to work with the management, to give the suggestion to the management for the betterment of the organization. HRM techniques. So there are some techniques which are used in different HRM functions. With the help of these techniques, we are designing these HRM functions. First of all, job design. What are the techniques used in job design? Are the engineering approaches, human approaches, job characteristic approach, job rotation approach, job enlargement, job enrichment. These all techniques are covered under the head of job design, where we have designing the job. We have to focus that we have used these techniques for the job design, that how we are with the help of these techniques we are creating our job design. Recruitment, promotion, transfer, present employees, scouting, advertisement, walk-in, consulting, headhunting, body shopping, business alliances, tele-recruitment. With the help of these all techniques, we are creating our recruitment procedure. We are going to recruit the employees with the help of these new techniques. Because of promotion, transfers, walk-ins, advertisements, we are recruiting the good employees for our organization with the help of HRM. Selection. Selection procedure follow these techniques of application, blank tests and different interviews. With the help of these tests and interviews, we are going to select a particular proper skilled knowledgeable person for our company. Human resource development, how we are going to develop our human resource with the help of performance appraisal, training management development programs, career development programs. With these program development techniques, with these training management development techniques, we are going to develop our human resource in a good skill set, in a good knowledgeable skill set. With the help of these skills, they are working with the new technologies, new trends of in the market. Performance appraisal, performance appraisal is a procedure in which we are going to measure, or we are going to assess our employees rating scales, ranking, paired comparison, force distribution, checklist assessments. After that, training and developments, vestibular trainings, role play, lectures, programmed instructions, job rotations, coaching, and job instructions. These are all covered in the head of training and development, that how we are going to give the proper training to our human resource. Because in human resource management, these all functions are going to be adopted, because with the help of these functions, we are using our company, we are growing our company in the new era, we are fighting with the competitive era. In the last, compensation, job evaluation, salaries, comparable organizations, ability to pay, productivity, cost of living. So we have to compensate our employees with these job evaluation techniques, salaries in the comparable organization. Though we are going to look that in competitive organizations or in comparable organizations, what are the salaries they are offering. So we have to compensate our employees with these salaries. We have ability to pay them. We are going to create a productive environment. We are giving them a cost living environment. So with the help of these techniques, we are giving them the compensations. Importance of HRM. At different level of enterprise level, at individual level, we are giving importance into our HRM department, that what are the importance which they are giving at different levels of workplace. At the enterprise level, develop skills and competencies. They are developing new skills to our employees, and they are market competencies to meet the organization goals. Attract and retain the talented employees, train people for the challenging roles. That how we train our people, if some challenging task or challenging role is coming in front of, we have to train them accordingly, that how you have to face these challenges and how you are fighting with these challenges, you achieve the goals with the challenges facing in the organization. At the individual level, promote team spirit. We have to train our individuals to work in a team, to promote them, that we have to work like a team. We have team spirit. Growth opportunities to people, we are giving them opportunities to grow in the organization. With the help of this growing opportunity, they work well, they give their best to the organization. Develop loyalty and commitment in the employees. We are HR managers are giving creating or developing the loyalty factor and the commitment factor in the employees, so they perform well. Improve their job satisfaction, giving them fringe benefits so they are satisfied with the job, with their jobs. At the enterprise level, again, generate employment opportunities, increase productivity and profits, train people of our challenging roles. At the enterprise level, another factor is enhance standard of living. So how we are going to standard our employees standard of living, because we pay them high wages, we give them good remuneration, we give them good salaries, so their standard of living is going to be enhanced with the help of HRM department. Now I am going to give some example of the school human resource management. That in school, what is the school human resource management, or how school human resource management is going to work. School human resource management activities that are necessary in the maintenance of the school workforce to achieve its goals, which are means school management resource management have some different activities than the organizations, than the companies, that are necessary in the maintenance of school workforce, which include their teachers, their staff, their childrens, and their parents, which are playing an important role for achieving the goal of the school. Administering teachers and staff's work life needs. We have to administrate our teachers, our staff work life needs. We have to focus on their needs, on their administratively. We have to focus that we have give the proper training to our teachers, and we are going to focus on the staff work life, what are their needs, what they are their basic needs, where their work life needs, we have to take care of them. So in the school we have to focus on the teachers and on the staff, because they are the our assets of the school. They are performing well in to teach the students, to teach the kids. After that, we are going to identification of the staffing requirement, that how we are going to identify our staffing requirements. Basically, we have to think about staff requirements, that how we have to identify that what particular type of staff we have to pick from the recruitment procedure, that how we are what are the qualification of the teacher, what are the qualification of the lower staff, we have to pick from the recruitment procedure, from selection procedure, that we have to identify that what are the qualification, what are the skill sets which are needed, what are their knowledge, what are their qualifications. So according to the qualification, we are going to pick that staff, or we have to hire that staff for our school. After that, we have education and professional development. In education and professional development, we are going that in that this is after in the education and professional development is a gaining new skills through continuing education, as well as in career training after entering the workforce. So it includes taking classes, workshops, attending professional or industrial conferences. That because we have to set a skill set for our education or our career professional development, because we have to give them career training after entering in our workforce. So we are taking to them different workshops, we are attending their professional industrial conferences to educate them, because we have to give them professional development trainings, because they are going to teach our students, our children's. Because nowadays the new era in the education are introduced, new technology are going to be introduced. So according to these new technologies, we are going to educate our teachers, as well as our professionals, as well our staff. Performance appraisal, that how we are going to check our performance appraisal of the teacher and the staff in the school. So it involves a systematic review of employee performance, including their strength and weaknesses, that how we are going to judge, because with the help of performance appraisal we have to identify that what are the strength and what are the weaknesses in our staff, in our teachers. So we have to come to go through it, and we have to resolve these hindrances and resolve these weaknesses, and what are the strength in which area he is going to perform well. So we have to focus on that and remove these weaknesses. And is as we know that performance appraisal is used for evaluating and documenting how well an employee is carrying out in his or her job. So after performance appraisal, we have to identify, we are recognizing that our employee is performing well or not his job. planning and oversight of payroll and benefits. So in school, we are having focus on the planning, that we have to plan that what are the new courses, what are the new policies, new procedures of teaching methods we are going to adopt. So we have to plan over it, and what are the oversight of payroll and benefits, what we are planning for the oversight of payroll and benefits. So how your employer treat the cash equivalent in if the benefits as a part of the part of your pay. So how the school administration or management is going to compensate you with the benefits, and in these benefits are incorporated in your pay. School human resource management describes in these steps that how we are going to give an input, and these after these inputs are going to be processed, and after this processing we are getting the output. Human as a resource employees, teachers are the ability have the ability and skills and knowledge, and our students readiness, parental supports, and finance. These are the inputs we are going to give in the school HRM, and in this input are going to be processed with the help of their staff level requirements and administration of work life needs, skills and professional developments, connections to new materials, sharing responsibilities, appraisal, payroll, and benefits. In this after the inputs we are going to process with the help of the school administration, and after that process we are getting the output in the shape of students achievements, that students get the achievements from these with the help of these inputs, and these inputs are further going to be the process section, and after this process we are getting the output in the shape of students achievements. Here's a quote I'm going to share is: to handle yourself, use your head; to handle others, use your heart. With the quote, I'm going to end the presentation. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much for the presentation, Dr. Homan. And for our participant, if you have any question for the speaker, please add them to the chat or you can raise your hand. Okay, for first question, we have the question from the student. We have the question from Miss Kayla. Okay, what are the case strategy and best practice in human resource management that organization can implement to foster employment engagement and retention in a rapidly evolving and competitive business environment? Thank you.
Basically, we have to adopt the new strategies with the passage of time. Human resource management is evolving around new techniques. They are adopting new techniques to implement in the organization, because employees nowadays are focusing on their basic needs, because they want to satisfy their welfare needs. They want to work in a good living standard. They want some fringe benefits, because the world is of the competition. Every organization is giving good benefits, the employees are moving towards that in that organizations, and the business competitive business environment is not maintaining these employees engagement, because they are not giving the best practices of human resource. Because nowadays we are facing in a competitive world, and business environments are very much rapidly changing. So the employees are working, and the HR managers are focusing, and very much try to involve the new practices in the organizations for the human resources, to support them to meet their requirements, to achieve the give them the welfare. That's all.
Okay, thank you for answering. And then the second question, how can human resource management play a pivotal role in promoting diversity equity and inclusion within an organization, and what practical steps can ER professional take to create a more inclusive workplace culture? This question from Miss Sukamto. Thank you.
HR professionals takes to create a more inclusive workplace culture because there are different techniques, different new methods of HR are adopting or involving in the HR practices. So we have to promote our employees. We have to empower our employees to create a workplace culture. Like we have to give them a power to decide. We have to involve them in the management decisions. We will take them with us, because if management will not take the employees with them, they will not perform well, because every employee has his own perception, his own inclusion, his own practical opinions, his own thoughts. So some thoughts of the employees are incorporated in with the help of HR professionals to meet with the management, to give them, to induct them, to induce them with the management. So HR professionals are already doing this, but still they are needing more and more efforts to create a more inclusive workplace culture.
Okay, thank you for answering. And then the last question. This question from audience in the YouTube from Kasino Martowinangun. My question is how to calculate of the HNM. For example, we have educate and training for 5%. Is take 100 millions PIP in invest of AGM. Thank you.
Basically, we are not going to calculate, because it is in depth. I am not discussing the calculations of HCM, and not going for that how we calculate that if 5% it take 100 millions. So we are basically discussing here the basic HRM functions. So I'm sorry, I'm not giving this answer, because I'm not calculating this in this session.
It's okay. Thank you for answering. I think very clear answer from Professora. Okay, before I close this event, I will go to the next session. For all participants, please open your camera. I will take a picture on the count of three. One, two, three. Okay, another one. One, two, three. Smile. Thank you. Thank you for your keen cooperation. Finally, we come to the end of visiting lecture today. We would like to say to Dr. Homan Memon PhD for all part for the wonderful information and sharing your knowledge. We hope this information will be beneficial for our participants. Thank you for joining this class today until last session, and we hope we still have for collaboration in the future with University of Sindh, Pakistan. At last, we hope to see you soon. Thank you and have a nice day. Thank you so much for Mr. Homan Memon PhD. Thank
Thank you, Novita.
you.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Nice day.